There you go. Now you know all about our first map, and there it is, Lijiang Tower, our control map. We're starting things off on control room, and we are starting right now. Norway versus Austria, and Onigod bringing out the May.
Very effective at the choke points on this map. You can wall off that Reinhardt immediately, get the freeze, and see if you can make the play. Not everyone on Austria has been hit by that wall. Doesn't matter. Hero Ray will go down first.
That's right. Tricky claims a kill. Track grabs another one, and Austria being pushed back in a hurry, but hard to get past that wall. And now the spawn camping gets serious, man. On this point, on Lijiang Tower, it can get really hard to break through the defense. Through the May there.
Yeah, especially with that May cutting off the approach. Deacon, a lot of hammer swings in, did end up falling. Will get taxied back by Aiko, courtesy of that Lucio speed boost. So he's not going to be there in time to camp the choke. So Austria will get a free entrance into the control center.
Okay.
But they do get massively chunked down.
I mean, that wall, too, is just going to delay everything, right? Now they have to come around the side. Norway is really kind of controlling where the engagement is. That is a big earth shatter. Whoa, what a start from Deacon. And man, it could be a slaughter here. Watt 7 already no life there. Eclipse does get one on the tank in the end, but it's going to be Norway cleaning things up with style here. 30 control percent for them, and they're making it look easy.
I mean, he did have that really fast shatter. Odds are Austria was not aware that he was going to be able to have that in time.
Yeah.
And now they're going to back off.
That's right. Meanwhile, back on the point. Norway kind of getting the defenses set up again. Let's watch that replay of this. This was a great, oh man, that was a great shield bash into the Reinhardt to drop that shield, enable the big earth shatter from the Norway side. That's how you do it, man. That's called teamwork. Oh, and the grab on the other side of the May wall. Austria didn't see it coming. Damage coming in already from the Norway team, and this team is looking so clean today, man. The two hero combos are looking really stellar for these guys.
Yeah, and they know that their fate's in their own hands. They started off this tournament a little bit slowly, not the way that they would have wanted. And now I think they're getting over the jitters that may have plagued them at first, because they are looking very clean.
Yeah, and we were talking to these guys this morning. Another Maywall splits up the Norwegian team. Grab comes in from Sensotics on the Austria side, but no kills just yet. Not for Austria anyway. Norway drops the sound barrier, stays safe, and they are over 90% already. And like I was saying, we were talking to these guys this morning, and today the jet lag is kind of ending, right? T-Cod coming in from behind, trying to get back to his team. Definitely more rested. Oh, and Mini-Me caught out. The Lucio can be evasive, but not when he's taking a nap on the ground like that. And this round could already be over. It looks like it's going to be 100-0 for Norway here on Control Center to start things off.
Impressive. Tricky with another grab at the end, and we've seen a lot of teams start to use that Maywall grab trick more and more, which is fantastic. Make sure that it's not going to get denied really at any point in time, and you can surprise people with it, and you can choose where that Maywall is going to be. We take a look right now at that pin. Just very nice play. They dump all their ults into it because they're nearly at 90%, and if you're a Norway fan, this is the team you want to see come out today.
Well, that pin came in right after the rally got popped by Austria too, so they didn't get the extra armor from that one, and that kind of made the fight for Norway even easier.
Of course, Deacon playing in North American contenders, and certainly a player that we should be taking a look at as a possible Overwatch League player coming into next year.
No doubt. I mean, he's been playing online with his NA contenders team. He said, hey, I'm already on a North American sleeping schedule, right? Because I got to stay up late in Norway to play my games anyway. Deacon ready to go. We're getting things started now on our second round here on Night Market. Austria taking a bit of damage there. Watt 7 dropped low before he's healed back up again. Norway being cautious on the engage, but now rushing towards the point. Tricky gets Watt 7 already. Austria's had a hard time keeping their tanks alive, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. He got cut off from the rest of his team right there. Then a big biotic grenade hits the core members of Austria, prevents Hero Ray from actually using his breather to heal up. That means Norway going to be taking advantage of that. Deacon just swinging away.
Look at that.
Already up at an Earth Shatter. Watt 7 nearly matching him.
4 members of Team Norway didn't even die on Control Center. That is a pretty impressive thing. I mean, in Control, you expect everybody to take some deaths. It's such a brawl usually, but not for Norway, not today. Oh, and a nice grab from the side. Austria did not see that one coming. Damage coming in now, and Norway just piles on. It's a mosh pit, and Austria is uninvited, I guess. I don't know. I forgot how mosh pits work.
I think this weekend has been you not understanding mosh pits.
I've been in them, but maybe I took a few hits at the time. I don't know.
A few blows to the head.
It was a rough Power Man 5000 concert back in the year 2000. What can I say? A little bit of Static X in there. Oh, the block from Austria this time doesn't get much on the Earth Shatter from Norway. Meanwhile, Austria drops their own Reinhardt ultimate. Grab comes in, Austria charging that. They've got the sound barrier on both teams to try to keep everybody up. And Track swinging away, providing a healing for his team with the Brigida. Gets in there with the shield bash. And now Zen in a lot of trouble too. Track has looked so good on the Brigida in this match. The shield bashes, the rallies, his ability use has been awesome. And as you can see, Austria resetting with the rest of their players. They need to take another fight here.
Yeah, at 70% now for Norway. And right as we stand, Tricky only got an Ico, haven't even died yet at any point on this map.
Man.
So it's 40-4 when it comes to eliminations. Norway dominant here on Lijiang.
All right, rally comes in now. For Team Austria building up that armor before they engage. Oh, but the sleep dart rather, onto Sensonic. So it was a dangerous moment. The grab comes through again from Norway. Mr. Dragonlaw did get IPN finally with that self-destruct. Mini-Me pin, though. Still an opportunity for Austria as Decod goes down, and they are capping the point in the back of this here. Track going back, but he's really got no support right now. And it looks like Austria, if they can win this one, might be able to flip it back at 99%. I think if you're Norway, you're okay with this, though.
Yeah, this is the first percent Austria has actually started to acquire here on Lijiang Tower. And finally, they get eliminations on all of the members of Norway, the first fight that they're going to have a chance to win. You know what? Austria's coming up on a couple big crowd control ultimates with Watt 7 and Sensonic. So here's a time, but then they're going to get smashed right as they come out the door.
Just walks in with the Earth Shatter, man. Bypassing the shield again. Watt 7 drops his Earth Shatter as well. Goes through with the charge. No kills out of that when he does force the self-destruct out. That's going to push him back again. Not a lot of health left on that shield. Nano Boost, meanwhile, onto Decod on the Norway side. Trying to get back in on the point, but they did lose Tricky's mech from that self-destruct. Nice pin from Decod onto Mini-Me there. Another grab comes in.
Grabs up
trying to
both
push
sides.
it back, and Norway finally taking it. That's sound barrier, man. That saved them from Austria's Graviton Surge.
Sensonics didn't have a lot of charge, so I'm not sure they would have even had the damage to follow up on that. It's just desperation, I think, from Austria now because they know that Norway has player advantage, and they're going to flip it at 99. There's not really a hope right now. Watt 7 and Mini-Me coming back in, trying to get something done.
Yeah, but one Reinhardt on his own is not going to last very long here, as we can see. Overtime expiring. And restarted for just a moment here. Austria gets back in there with the Hammond, the Wrecking Ball, trying to do work, but he's immediately blown up. Another rally from Norway, and that's going to do it. A quick, dominant 2-0 on Lijiang Tower from Norway.
Very fast. And at the end, we saw 53 deaths on the side of Austria, only 10 on Norway. So, you know, Norway quintupling effectively the eliminations that Austria was able to achieve, and that's the way you want to start out this series. You need every map you can get. You need all the wins you can get here if you're Norway, if you still want to have a chance to take top 2 and punch your ticket to BlizzCon.
Yeah, like we said, you know, they've got a chance to get in. It's a long shot, you know, unseating US or Canada from the spots they currently hold, but if they can get a big 4-0 rather over Austria, that's certainly a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, and it will set them up nicely. I mean, they're looking really clean right now. And just based on their own execution, because, you know, you mentioned it on Control Center, it's about those combos, you know, making sure the Mei wall's in the right place. Are you going to be able to combo your ultimates effectively? And that's all on you, right? And that's what they're doing. They're setting up plays with the Shatter and the Shield Bash. They're punishing the forward movement and punishing the front line, especially of Austria.
Yeah, and the Mei is interesting because I always feel like she's one of the most overlooked champions in Overwatch. And there's some points that you see her more often on, like Lijiang Control Center. But now that Zarya is back in the meta again, I feel like Mei can find a place as well because you've got such a strong combo in terms of putting the wall up, and then the other team is trying to bash their way through it. You put the Graviton Surge from Zarya on the other side. There's no defense against that, really.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more of that Graviton wall combination, and it is really good because it allows you to control the placement of Graviton in a way that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So it is fun. King's Row, it will be.
Of course.
Again.
What else?
What else but
What else would be? I think we had like a one Blizzard world, but either way, let's make sure that we all know exactly how hybrid maps work. Let's check it out.
This is hybrid. 2 teams face off as either defenders or attackers. The attacking team has a limited amount of time to first capture a payload and then escort it along a set path containing 2 checkpoints. To capture the payload, the attackers need to stand within its range for a set amount of time. Defenders can delay capture progress by also standing in range. The attackers must work together to clear away the defenders. If successful, they score 1 point and gain additional time on the clock. The payload only moves forward when an attacker stands near it. Defenders can delay the payload's movement by standing nearby. To get moving again, the attackers must clear away the defenders by force. If even one attacker is capturing the objective or on the payload when the time runs out, the game enters overtime. This extends play indefinitely until the attackers are either cleared away or they gain more time by reaching a checkpoint. Every time the payload reaches a checkpoint, the attackers score 1 point and gain additional time on the clock. The round ends when the payload reaches the destination or when time runs out. Teams switch sides each round. Whichever team scores the most points and escorts the payload farthest wins.
Welcome back, guys. It is time to get things started here on Kings Row, our hybrid map between Norway and Austria. And unless Austria has some stuff we haven't seen yet, I think they might be in a little bit of trouble today.
Yeah, it does look like, at least first blush, Norway coming out strong here to start the final day of competition for the Overwatch World Cup here in Los Angeles.
That's right, Norway in the white, Austria in the red. This time around, Austria will be attacking first.
Norway moving in here. Looks like pretty standard defense, although they're running the Zarya here.
I was going to say, yeah, you don't see the Zarya thrown in with the Junkrat defenses a whole lot, but it's kind of a modification of the high ground Arisa Junkrat that we saw a lot of in Overwatch League.
Yeah, I think the issue with this, though, is with the Zarya, you don't necessarily have the mobility. So when your Widow, to protect and peel for your Widow and your Junkrat, right? You want the D.Va to be able to get back up to the high ground to protect your DPS. We'll see if that's going to be a problem. May not be, because Austria is not running any heroes themselves. They're going to have a lot of high ground access. Going to be playing Moira with the Mei, so...
Depends on what you get with the Mei wall, right? I mean, you can pop up there if you want to, but they're just going to charge right onto the point and try to use that wall to block off the fire coming in from the high ground. I like that adaptation by Austria. They've got 1 tick already here. Norway comes in, though. Track gets eclipsed, and that's 2 supports down on the side of Austria already. And Norway may be a little bit surprised by the Mei, but they respond appropriately, and how about that?
But you give up a tick, and that's the thing. So here's the weird part about not having the D.Va. Yes, Norway dominated that fight, but the D.Va is the one who drops to the point and uses defensive matrix to contest while the enemy team is running these tank and support heavy compositions.
Sure.
And if you don't have the D.Va, it becomes a lot harder to stop them from getting a point every time they're on the attack.
Oh, D.Va going after Onigod now. They got to handle him. Meanwhile, the Riptire over the Mei wall. Coming down and finds Mini-Me. That is Lucio out of the way. And now, if Norway can hold, who might be tough, though. Decod got frozen and he got pinned as well. Onigod needs to come up big here. He needs to hit some big shots, and there's one right there. Eclipse down. Onigod did also demech Mr. Dragonlaw, too. There's one onto Watt 7. They tried to block him off the wall. He just walks around the side. And I gotta say, I think Onigod and Track kind of bailed Norway out there.
Yeah, they definitely did, but this is the reason why you run D.Va on this point.
Yeah. No doubt. But here's the nice thing for Norway, though, is they've killed Mini-Me early on both times in those fights. And as a Lucio, 2 fights into an attack on Kings Row to only have 40% ult charge, that is getting to be the point where it's like, all right, this hero isn't actually going to gain us a lot on point A. You need that sound barrier.
Yeah, you definitely do. And it's going to be harder to get that now as they have to go to the open corner. There's the hiding.
Oh, man, he hit quite a few there. Mr. Dragonlaw demeched immediately. Nice shot from Onigod. Hero Ray popped in the air. That's a 3-man Riptire from Track. Whoa, okay. Nano boost, I would say, not even necessary, but it does get Trick a bit closer to the grab. So, hey, you got something out of it, I guess.
Yeah, it does get him close to the grab. He's going to have it for the next fight. Already going to be at about 40% by the time the fight starts. Obviously, a nice place to be right after a reset. Yeah. Here's Track right here. Going to be pulling out that Riptire once they commit to the point. Goodbye, everybody. Not even a hard Junkrat tire to hit.
I mean, Track basically made a clay pigeon out of Hero Ray on the other side, and Onigod was ready to shoot that one out of the air.
got looking for these shots. He's been extremely effective at hitting them so far.
Yeah, grab comes in, brings him towards the wall, but not a lot of damage to follow up. I think that grab might have been early. Now Austria throws their own in there, and Eclipse gets two. They pair the Coalescence with it, and they've got the Blizzard. I think Norway wishes they would have had that one back.
I don't know what the plan was for that grab. You really didn't.
Oh, dear.
Tricky to be running away, but he will probably fall in the end.
Wow, somehow, though, Norway kind of trying to pull this one back, but I don't think they have the people to do it unless this Riptire. Oh, Watt 7 gets it.
The Fire Strike, crucial kill onto the Riptire.
No kidding. That was like the one thing that maybe could have turned this fight around, but as it is, Austria will be getting the payload moving.
Yes, they will.
Close call, though.
Man, that grab, though, by Tricky.
Not a good grab.
I mean, he's been really on point with his grabs over the course of the weekend, and this one was, there's just no follow-up. You can't go around the side right there, especially when you catch the tank. You expose your back to the DPS that were not caught in that grab.
I mean, to me, that's a little bit of cockiness, right? That's just pulling the trigger on that one early and saying, oh, we're just going to win this fight, whatever. And no, you got to take all these teams seriously. Can't be doing things like that.
And Track also burning the Junkrat tire, not getting anything for it.
Yeah.
Tricky nearly with another Graviton right now. Feeling okay.
Well, they're walking through again. Watt 7 does have the Earth Shatter. He's going to go ahead and use the track down immediately. Now the ball starts rolling a bit for Austria. Tycho taken out, and that's going to be Austria with another big team fight win.
Yeah, you see Norway not even bothering to use their ults, but
no,
Austria just throwing the mech in first, distracting the tanks. Decod turned around to deal with the self-destruct. That meant the Earth Shatter was there. So Austria starting to get rolling now with a few of these combos. Comms are getting cleaned up so they can set up the plays.
All right, one big last fight for Norway here. Sensotix nearly has the grab, though. That might be able to turn it around. We'll see if they can do it. Earth Shatter doesn't get much for Norway. Now they throw the grab in. Sound Barrier on the Austria side to try to keep everybody up. But here comes the tire, and they've got the Dragon Strike in there, too. Hero Ray down, but the tire hits nobody. I guess it did get the D-Mech onto Mr. Dragonlaw on the end. Onigod, though, chased down by Sensotix. And Austria closing in on point B, but Norway gets just enough to push them back.
Yeah, now they're going to hunt down Sensotix here. Track going to cut off his escape. He will get sandwiched between a Junkrat and a Reinhardt, and that means the reset. So Norway had to dump a lot into that fight. They have a nano boost, not the most useful ability. Probably going to use it on a Tricky, even get some charge up here. Yeah. Austria's got nothing right now when it comes to that ultimate bank.
You know, crucially now, though, Norway has been able to take the defense a little bit farther forward. That's going to try to delay Norway a little bit more here. And if they can get that Graviton Surge Dragon Strike combo, that can end fights right there. Here's the tire, trying to find picks, coming in from the top, on high. No kills again with that one. That's the third tire in a row that hasn't gotten anything for Norway. Tricky, though, gets finished off by Mr. Dragonlaw. Now the kills coming in for Austria. They're going to use the Coalescence to keep everybody up, too. Our ultimate doing work. Meanwhile, Onigod just trying to find shots. What can you do? Austria looking pretty good, though, on this attack. Yeah,
they are just going to clean it up. Now, the Junkrat tire came in, and it really got Sensotix low, and then they got too bloodthirsty. Tank line went in without enough support. Supports from around the corner, out of line of sight.
Yep.
So no healing. Norway should have let that go after the Junkrat tire didn't eliminate anyone. Now, Austria right back in the mix when it comes to their ult economy.
So the delay was so long on point A that Austria doesn't have a lot of time here on C to get this done. So Norway still with a good chance to hold this one. We'll see if they can get anything out of this tire now. Mercy out popped as well. Finally, Sensotix goes down, they get one, but Tricky caught by the self-destruct. It's a 1-for-1. Tricky res, though, and it looks like Norway will hold this one. They're going to use a Graviton Surge, too. Oh, man, I think you really wanted to save that one. That fight was won. You did not need to use the Zarya ultimate
You didn't, and especially with a minute left, you would have had a Graviton and Dragon Strike combo.
Man.
That is going to hurt. At least, though, you have to say, okay, they've got the Earth Shatter with the nano boost up. They have a chance to get Tricky back to a grab quickly.
Sure, and you can pair that Earth Shatter with the Dragon Strike as well. It's just harder to get it to be more consistent. They've made it hard on themselves. Ooh, Dragon Strike comes in early. They saw Reinhardt got trapped, so they tried to get the kill there. Mr. Dragonlaw got caught by it, though, so Widowmaker out of the way. Meanwhile, nice Fire Strike onto Watt 7 to finish him off, and that's going to mean the Earth Shatter comes in. That gets Sensotix as well.
That's a good adaptation. So you say, okay, we may not have the crowd control, but what can we do? Let's use it to separate the tanks from the rest of their team. That meant that Watt 7 got caught in front of the Dragon Strike. Mr. Dragon just straight up died to it. They can isolate the Reinhardt in the front line, and that's how you use the Dragon Strike if you're not going to pair it with the CC.
Well, heads up play to throw that Dragon Strike in too, and they saw Watt7 got trapped by the Junkrat trap. They knew he wasn't moving, so they knew they could get some good damage on him.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Yeah, here we go. Riptire coming in. This one needs to be a big one. 2 kills already, though, for Norway. It's looking okay. Oh, and he catches Mini-Me, and nobody can get to the payload, so that will be a hold on point C for Norway. Some rough team fights here and there. Austria got a lot of momentum going, but in the end couldn't quite finish the attack.
Yeah, but still, considering Austria was on the verge of getting full health, making it into point C, I think is an accomplishment all the same.
Yeah, they did make something out of a rough situation, that's for sure. And they did give Norway a little bit to work for too, man. If you get full hold, the other team, just needs that 1 tick or 2 ticks or whatever on point A, makes it a lot easier to win the map. So, Norway, now they need to push that payload.
They do, but given what we've seen from them so far, they look at ease. In spite of it going all the way towards the end of the map, it was still 41 elims for Norway, 22 for Austria.
Yeah.
Norway still pretty comfortably in the lead when it comes to winning many of these team fights.
Yeah, and that kind of round too, where the ultimates are a little bit mistimed, things just seem a little bit out of sync. Well, now you get to sort of like mentally reset as well and be like, all right, well, there's a new round. We can do a little bit better on the communication side of things. Make sure that we're using those ultimates a little bit more efficiently. Going to visit the Omnics. See, there's a whole Omnic town down there.
How do you think the Omnics get down there?
Well, I think he can probably fly or something, who knows, or walk down the walls.
Then how come Zenyatta can't fly, Noah?
He can float. he could. Maybe he can fly, but he chooses not to because it would make him too strong.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Because his whole thing is he wants to, learn more about humanity and improve relations between Omnics and humanity by, wandering around and helping people.
I see.
Yeah.
That's quite the change from the Omnics just wanting to kill everybody.
That's right. Well, that's not all Omnics, Monty. Don't generalize.
Wasn't it all Omnics at one point in time?
I don't know. Maybe. Have to ask Michael Chu sometime. Here we go. Norway on the attack. Austria on the defense. They did manage to grab 2 points, but if Norway pushes the payload as far as Austria did, it's game over and a 2-0 lead for Norway.
All right, so Track is going to scout and then translocate back to spawn and switch to double sniper.
Yeah.
Much more common style of attack on King's Row, and Mr. Dragon will win that duel. Will be a res, though.
I was going to say, yeah, but DCOD down already, so it's going to have to be a reset for Norway. They've lost too many people here.
Well, they've traded 1 for 1, so as long as they can protect Watt7's body on the point, and they will until he respawns, they're going to be in good shape. DCOD will be here first.
All right.
Hero Ray will get rezzed.
Does take some time away from the Mercy, though. Couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Okay, well.
Track down. All right, here we go, though. DCOD coming in, and Onigod finds one onto Mr. Dragonlaw in the Widow battle. A little bit of revenge there for Team Norway. Meanwhile, the Winston shield out of the way, and that's going to leave the Diva exposed. Sensotics popped out of his mech, and now Onigod's got a great angle on Hero Ray, and he's going to use it to get that kill. Another one onto Sensotics soon. Not much health left on that mini Diva.
And now Norway going to return at full strength. Mr. Dragon is back. He's in the upper window again.
Yep. Man, he really needs to hit those shots a bit better. A little bit of damage on there. Onigod trying to take a chunk out of Sensotics as well. Onigod looking for that. Mr. Dragonlaw chased down by Team Norway here. Meanwhile, Transcendence comes in to keep the tank up. Tricky got a little bit low, but they managed to give him the HP he needed to survive. Now Onigod pops Sensotics out of his mech one more time, and it looks like Norway is not going to waste a whole lot of time in terms of getting the payload moving.
Yeah, that's just solid play by Norway, and almost all of Norway's victory there was just due to having a spawn advantage, because the trade's going in favor of the attacker. On this first point, means you're going to be feeling pretty good. They backed off at the right time, continued getting the picks necessary, and as well as just zoning out the Mercy. Watt7 dying on the point was a big problem for Austria, because that meant they were going to always play with the player advantage unless Mr. Dragon was going to be able to work some magic with the Widowmaker.
Well, I mean, that's, I feel like, something we've seen a lot from Team Austria this weekend, is they've had a really hard time keeping Watt7 alive. Meanwhile, Diva battle up at the top as the payload starts to go. DCOD down already, so Hero Ray with a kill for Austria. They're taking the defense pretty aggressively here.
A couple big wasted ults there on the side of Norway.
Yep. And no kills from that one. Oh, but Tricky caught before he can get back into his mech. IPN down as well via Sensotics' self-destruct.
Oh boy, that was really poorly played by the Norwegian side. They are going to switch off now as a result, so they may have just been trying to throw those ultimates out and see what they could get before they were doing a planned switch anyway.
But Track's going to be gone too. I wonder if he's going to swap. They're trying to make this double sniper work.
Yeah, well, they're not. And that's the thing is, he used the Dragon Strike, and what happened was DCOD used the Primal Rage and was immediately slept at the start of that, so Eclipse with the play, and then they just committed more and more and more ults into it. They committed Valkyrie. Now they're going to be in big trouble. Onigod going to get punched to death in a corner. Maybe he's got healing. He had the orb and he had the Mercy Beam on him, so he actually lives.
I mean, they used a lot of time up on that Primal Rage too. Oh, but a great sleep dart and the follow-up grenade from Eclipse. Austria doing what they can, and now Euroray sending in the Riptire. Looking for another kill to try to delay Norway here. Bring it down from on high. Going into the hotel, and he finds Track. When he got down too, so Norway just stopped cold here. They have 3 minutes remaining, but they really need to make some progress on attack.
Yeah, you can see right here, DCOD just going to be walking up, thinks he's going to be okay. His barrier's broken. He takes a ride with the Divas. Up, another sleep. Eclipse has been nailing those sleep darts.
He has. All right. They need to break out from this entering gate. And Mr. Dragonlaw, too, playing 13 heroes.
He's been really good.
Very versatile. DCOD down again. Team Norway really just struggling to get out of the gate. They lose Tricky once more, and it's going to have to be another reset.
Austria really doing a good job here, but Norway, they've just been struggling. We're seeing a lot of hero switches from them. They're going to switch again now, moving to D.Va and Ana. They're reset their ult economy, meaning that they maybe have 1-2 ults per character left on this stage, and they haven't even gotten deep into point B yet. They've been stuck in this choke the whole time.
Yeah, Onigod going for the Tracer now, just going to try to harass the backline as much as he can. Maybe try to hunt down Mr. Dragonlaw, but oh, the sleep dart comes in, it's easy shot. Disgusting. I can't believe the sleep darts Eclipse is hitting.
Hey, that's crazy.
Oh, that's brutal.
Eclipse is most of the reason why they're winning this point right now, because as you can see, right there, some tactical crouching, courtesy of Team Austria, but he's hit sleep dart after sleep dart. He stopped ultimates, he stopped the Tracer now, and every time they do that, Norway panics and just dumps a bunch of ults in.
Look at this.
Well, you know, he has the Infrasight, so just great timing.
Yep.
What do you say? Beautiful play.
He knew when that Tracer was going to come around the corner. Widowmaker giving him the wall hacks with that ultimate. And Norway just in tatters right now. Forget about the 4-0. I don't even know if they're going to be able to go 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, they are having a lot of issues. Norway has to come together. DCOD back on the Winston now. Oh my, these swaps, they don't know what to do. They're full dive at the moment. Can they kill Eclipse? They need to kill him.
It's a pretty big grenade, though. A lot of anti-healing coming in. Sensotix gets a nano boost too. And with Eclipse down, Norway, though, they're already losing people. They're fighting 1-for-1. They're trading quite a bit here. But Sensotix still has that self-destruct. He can still delay here. And it doesn't matter because Austria is getting the kills they need anyway. There goes IPM. And I think Norway still may be in a lot of trouble here on this attack,
Yeah, Onigod has to get out of there.
Yep.
DCOD back once again, but they have 30 seconds. They're going to try and get onto the payload, continue this fight. Onigod harassing the supports in the back line right now, and that's going to be DCOD joining him.
Okay, they got to go deep. They got to use that sound barrier to try to get in there. The Mini-Me falls early, and now if this fight goes away of Norway, they've still got a shot here. Austria trying to defend. We're down to 10 seconds remaining. It's going to need to be a long overtime push either way for Norway.
Yeah, you can see that was a great delay on the Sensotix, though. Looks like they had gotten to sleep onto the mini D.Va, so that may get them enough time just to take point B before all of the reinforcements from Austria can come in.
Maybe.
Ooh, looks like not quite enough. They weren't quite far enough. That D.Va's going to be there for the next fight. Got a Dragon Blade to work with, though. However, Hero Ray, let's keep track of this Junkrat Riptire.
Yep, could be tough. All right, self-destruct thrown in, and while they're scattered, running from that.
Oh,
he gets off the ports anyway. What? Are you kidding me? Wow, Austria taking a big hit, but they're on the payload anyway, trying to push back Norway, but with those losses from the self-destruct, I don't think there's much Austria can do here. Trying to finish off the tanks now. There is a Primal Rage from Watt 7, and he gets a couple, gets Track, gets the mech for Tricky as well.
Wow, is Watt 7 going to be a hero with this Primal Rage? Onigod going to get a stick. That'll take out Mini B. He needs to go get these supports. He actually got a nano boost. Watch 7 maybe pulling this off.
No kidding, less than a meter to go, but Austria somehow pulling this one out of the fire. Watt 7, he's died so early in so many fights, but it looks like he's going to be the hero of this one. Track can't use the Dragon Blade. That's going to be Austria winning map 2.
That's a massive play by Watt 7. I thought when he popped that primal that he was just going to feed ult charge over to Norway. But instead, you know what? He picks up a couple of kills and he delays long enough for his support to then get him a nano boost to clear off the payload. Nicely done.
Talk about clutch. What a win for Austria to tie up the series. And, you know, after map 1, I was a little bit worried, you know, that we'd have something a little bit more one-sided. But now, I think this one could go the distance.
Yeah, 1-1, and like we said, Norway needed all of these maps, so losing that King's Row, really important. They looked indecisive when Austria started to hold there at that choke point. A lot of hero swaps, lots of questionable plays. It looks like their shot calling kind of fell apart, but you know, Austria really held strong, and I really shout out to Eclipse too. That hold was really mostly his doing.
Sleep darts on the Tracer, like so many sleep darts to counter ultimates. That was pretty amazing.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
Yep. So we've got Malik to kind of break that down with Eclipse on stage 4.
Thank you very much, Doa. Yes, indeed, I do have Eclipse with me, young Eclipse. Dude, I gotta ask you, man, you know, during the first map, when you guys were playing at Legion, you didn't play any Ana at all, but then you guys moved over to King's Row, you pulled out Ana, and you played super well on her. Why didn't you use her in the first map?
So we struggled in scrims on the jungle with Ana. I couldn't really get my nades to land where I wanted them to land, so we decided to not play Ana on Legion Control Center.
Gotcha. All right, that's understandable, but I'm still kind of confused because, man, you played so well on her, man. You did it really well. All right, so earlier today, you and Team Austria, you guys were in the dugout and you had a huddle. Could you tell us a little bit about what you guys were talking about before you came out here and played?
So we just kind of hyped up. We wanted to play our best, and who knows, maybe we win the series. That's what we talked about. And with this map 1, it starts looking good. So
you're right about that, man. You guys are all halfway there almost. All right, so this is actually you guys' last match of the World Cup. It's been awesome watching you. I think the crowd agrees with that, right? Typically when I do these type of interviews, I like to give you guys a chance to say something to the fans, the Austrian fans watching at home. So I'm gonna give the mic to you and let you take the floor.
Okay. So I said it on Twitter like 10,000 times. We all love you. You're amazing. The crowd supports the team so much. It gives us so much confidence, and we really love you. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, give it up for Eclipse. And with that, guys, we got more Overwatch World Cup action coming to you after the break, so stay tuned.